choose to hate a politician or a candidate who is in that position because they promised something but they didn't deliver. That's definitely going to happen. They're not going to deliver because some of the rankings are different. So yeah, I think it's a strategy. Every time you look at that and you're mad at a politician for not delivering what they promised you, people will, just look at it like that. Huh? It's not when you look at your position, what would I have done? What is the strategy you used to win, to get the vote? So it's not about the system.
But I think, again, I'm coming to, how many people? 1, 2. Yes, I'm coming to you guys. The other thing, I think it's our responsibility to educate the public. Because it's very easy kudanganya mtu ajue. Mimi nikikuja kama MCA niseme Kisii ninawatengea, ninamsha hapa sijui whatever. You see, if you as the public, someone like Lucy ametuambia, MCAs actually cannot do that. So if the public knows that this is beneath the MCA's mandate to be able to, deliver that, then utajua mse kuna venye anatubeba. So sisi kama young people, the first thing we start doing to disrupt that system, doing system ya uongo grow from the very beginning, we have to start intensive civic education. Civic education. Lazima ule mamambuka ajue NCA izifanya hiyo ni uongo. Yeah? Lazima tujue what is the function of the governor, the function of our senators, the function of our women, that uongo tunachoka. Maybe uongo ni mbaya. Anyway, who's the next person?
Okay, so good evening once again. So my view is, in as much as you are talking about promising, there's the reality. For example, the other day the lecturers were on strike for like about 2 months. Then it means in as much as we say leaders are promised, they are the social amenities and the basics of the people, the citizens. So like education, health and road, water, electricity, those are the social amenities which the citizens cannot do without. So I think what makes the leaders to be in a position to overpromise and then they do not deliver is the greed for money. When you get to the seat, you get comfortable, you forget that people down there, they are struggling. You live in Karen, especially in Nairobi, and you just forget the people who voted for you, they are really suffering. I can say if you want to be a unique leader, who will be very different from the others, because as at now they are all the same. They just get the money, the taxpayers' money, then it's funny. So just be selfless. If you get the allocated money in the budget, do what as per what it requires you to do. If it is for you to facilitate the education sector, just be selfless. That's my point of view. And again, I say you should identify yourself with the citizens who voted for you. Let people not vote for you, then you go to the lobby, you live especially there, and you're governor of Kisii County. That's what was happening in Kisii County previously. We had a who used to stay in Nairobi from January to December. Definitely you are going to forget that these people are suffering. Yeah, so that's my point of view. Be selfless.
Okay, so I'll start by giving an example. There was a time when we were conversing with our lecturer, and then he was teaching us on how to not to see things as the way they are. I'll give an example. So I'll use a common example as students and the relationships that you engage in. Most of the time when a guy approaches with a girl, I'll give an example of what is happening currently. They'll flex. Okay, they might say, maybe I have a car, I have this, like they'll show off whatever they have because they know that girls or women love pretty things, right? So when I approach you, I might not even be owning the car, but I go hire that car and bring everything to you so that you can get impressed because I know what you want. You want a man who is rich and stuff. So when I approach you and I have those qualities, it is very easy for you to give me because that is what you want. So whatever I'm saying right now, I'm adding to the point of what that pretty lady said. That it is a strategy that people use because many a times, I remember during my Andamano, I used to tell my mom, right now, lots of problems have died, but the next time a politician is going to stand and is going to promise you maybe 8,000 or 10,000 bursary to each and every child, all of you parents are going to support. And I think this is because like many people don't want change. Because for change to happen, sometimes it's very painful. And there is this time then when our lecturer was mentioning that it is good to go and demonstrate, but sometimes change has to take time. So after you guys have identified the problem, you know that corruption is bad, but what are you doing about it? Are you going to give, let's say, your child that money to go and drive in that office to get that seat or to be able to be admitted to that school? Or are you going to tell your child that this is not right? I've grown up knowing that this thing is wrong, and because you're bringing that change to the society, you bring it up even to your generation. Because sometimes it's very difficult to have such conversations with our parents because their minds, they don't want that change. It's something that most of them didn't get that chance to go to school. So whatever the politician used to say, they used just to go by it. But you guys have gotten that privilege to go to school and get that knowledge. So what do you do about it? Do you just follow about those strategies that they use, or do you just choose to make that change to grow within you and the generation? Because that's where we're going to see that impact on the society.
I was the one who posed the question. Thank you guys for your responses. And maybe to add with that, as leaders, as we identify problems, let us be ready to have practical solutions. Usiseme tu nimeona watu wanatupa takataka, bring a practical solution. Sema what is to create a being order.
Thank you so much. And I think I have loved this session particularly. This one we wanted to say something.
Okay, thank you for the chance. Tsunami, you are sleeping. I hope everyone knows me.
An honor to the student leadership of this university. Kwamba hizi ndio kura ambazo zinafanyika na constitution mpya.
So at that time tulikuwa tunatenga tukitengua school campaigns. You give the public whatever they expect for them to know that this is the kind of person that we want. Now, what happens after you assume the office? I really wanted to hear what the academic secretary and vice president, what you guys did, and whatever made you guys to have like that kind of win. Okay, in politics, do you have a definition of politics? Okay, you must show that you will give something back to the community. But what happens when you assume the offices? A practical or a case can be asked. When we were campaigning to take Kesusa offices, we were very zealous. Tuliko na change makers. Hatutambui anything, a vice chancellor but as at now we have new languages. But how did these new languages manage to outshine the older ones? They were built on top of the older ones, and they were optimized with the current trends. So for example, ukiingia kwa ofisi sasa hivi wewe ni academic secretary unasema sasa hivi naona kama hii curriculum si kenye tunafaa kutumia. I have a new curriculum that I want to be implemented. This story cut, I want to remove this cut and replace with another thing. By the time unasikia tu umeanza tu kuprocess kitu unaambiwa election ijaanza, the new person will come in with new ambitions. Yeye pia anasema hiyo new curriculum yenye alianzisha hiyo tena tuna scrap off. So you see, the system is not made to accommodate a lot. But now, how can we make to maybe bring impact, or maybe as young people come up with our own new ways just by talking together? That's why we are here today. We need to come together, think together. It is not all about the offices that are there. If we want to bring change in, for example, let's say university, you guys will just be the face, but it needs to be built. It needs to have ground. But there should be. For example, Mutari told you that I'm one of the people with Xavier. We tried to challenge the university territory. They were trying to say that there is no research in. Wherever you remember, they were trying to tell us that the students cannot do research in undergraduate level, for which to develop a proposal ya kufanya research, bring all the 11 universities in Western region, that is Nyanza and Western, together to form a research consortium. The way we normally go to JKU, JQuad, and like they just call us, they have a consortium that is funded by companies like Microsoft. All of us, like when you go there, they say, Kisi University, what is that? Like they're wondering, what is that Kisi University? Then you go there, you have the best project. You wonder, oh, these people can have a good project, but they cannot win here. We are the ones who have initiated everything. So no matter how you have the best solutions to the problem that is there, we always say no. This university cannot come from nowhere inside of the banana farm in Kisii and come and win in KU. So you see, on that note, I decided to come up with a consortium for these small universities in Western region, so that we tell them that we also have our own platform where we can shine and maybe show the world that we have a solution. Then somebody there announced, no, we cannot fund this one because we can't be funding other universities. But they didn't know the bigger picture here. We are students, whether you are from Kisii University, you are from Masinga, you are still students and you are Kenyans. The money we give to the university can be used to do anything that impacts the society. So when they refused, at some level, hapo kwa DVC wamesema hapana, research wamesema hii haiwezekani. So we went to the vice chancellor. We requested for around 900K to do the research thing. Then they refused, and the vice chancellor anatumia huruma na kupea acha niwapee 200K. Msione ni kama nimekataa. So 200K according to the plans that we were planning of 11 universities. It can't even. In fact, we were doing 2 weeks training online, after judges wawili per day. It can't even facilitate those judges. Then I guess the approval that I've been given 200K. So I took that approval and it was around 5:30. I met the vice chancellor hapo kwa Rivo. Alikuwa ametoka kwa ofisi na bodyguard wake. Nikamwambia, vice chancellor, I want to see you. Nikamwambia, SG, you can't see me right now. It is like that. Nikamwambia, I have to see you. What do you want? Nikamwambia, you can't be giving me 200K na nimekuomba 900K. Like, what is the logic of this approval? Then I will complain. Nikamwambia, I'm not leaving you and you have to approve for me money that I can do this research. Nikamwambia, research is not allowed in undergraduate. Nikamwambia, I'm not sure if the staff will do that. It's not that I'm playing, yeah, see, that is the truth. Then I took the money back to him Then the next day he asked us contract, okay, so he gave us contract, okay. Ndio tukajaribu tukafanya hiyo research. That was fast. The next one, you guys are really complaining. You guys don't have the body. Sindio? So mlikuwa mna complain. Hebu nisikie nani hapo ana complain? Si hamkuwa na marks kwa photo? Bado mlikuwa na marks. Kwanza yao, do you have marks as a or do you have? So we got a list of 17 problems from the students. 6 serious problems. Then we tried to look for a platform to present this problem, but we could never get any platform. Yani visa na paper you're not supposed to see. DVC hatuangi kwa ofisi. So hii naye hata hizo vitu hata inihusu. Yani yeye akisikia tu problems, you go and solve them. Okay. So Congress anaona you guys gave a lot of promises that you're going to deliver and you're not delivering. So what do we do? Sisi student leaders wenyewe hatuna marks kwa portal, si ndio? Na sasa student akienda tu sijui na nilikuwa nasikia wengine wanaenda wanafukuzwa, wengine wanaitishwa 150. So one day in the evening, just a time like this, mimi, Madam President ananipigia, there was a new hotel opened up down in Najita Depot. So I went there, I took Baraza, then Speaker Jonas. Baraza was the former Congress law, then Vice President anakuja. So we were there, the 5 of us. So tukasema bwana, yani tunakaa tu hapa ni kama, yani you are a street leader and it seems like you are a nobody. Ukienda huko, watu wanakuignore. Unaona tu ni kama unawasumbua. Tukauliza, tunaelekea kufanya nini shule? Tukasema bwana, hii na hao watu wametuzoea. So we decided to write a letter directing the Western class to threaten. Unasema, hivi leo itabidi ametoka na address. So I didn't know that you're not supposed to address the Western. And even if I knew, I had to do it. So we wrote a memo and signed the three of us. We equal some kind of power, like some kind of solidarity. And being that it was a memo with a lot of threats, this memo we are not going to share with the rest of it. When it was I was the one who was charged. So I used my email, nikatumia Vice Chancellor, nikachukua WhatsApp, nikatumia Dean of State na Chief Security Officer. Kuwapea 48 hours kama to shut down the entire university. 48 hours of comments kuingia portal na ikuwe na marks yote. So immediately the Dean of State receives akaforward kwa Senate. Sijui ilikuwa Senate ama nini ama management. Then akajaribu kunikoa, nikaona hizi calls are dangerous. Nikazima simu because I know hiyo itakuwa ni trap, nitagive in. By the way, whenever you have a problem, unaenda kuambia dean there is a problem, you want to provide a solution ama there is a problem. Ukifika tu hapo I don't know what normally happens. Ukifika hapo utaona tu ni kama hiyo problem exist. Yenyewe that is true. Hadi unatoka hapo na kuja unawaambia hadi mimi nimeona this one is not a problem. Ukifika pale problem kama nakuuliza si you are supposed to provide, unaambia hapana. But now they have an expectation of whatever you are supposed to do to them, but the people who are there also have an expectation, or they know that this is the way that you are supposed to follow, but your constituent doesn't want to follow that procedure. So what do you do in that situation? So the next day I opened my phone, I got a text from the BBC that I was supposed to see him at 9 a.m. So itaomba baraza tukaandika petitions, photocopy almost 20 copies, tukabeba tukasema sasa leo lazima tuwakilishe inakaa tunataka kusikia. So we went there. Tuko na site, you also came here. Tuko na site, and you also knew we are going to solve these problems. So tukafika kwa DVC, tuko na site, tunamsalimia, tunamwambia mkubwa na mwanadamu, then tunamsahau, tunamwambia these are the problems. Now we started analyzing problem by problem. TC, sijui sakabwa, sijui hostel, sijui maji kwa shule. Yani there were 17 problems. I was not aware. These ones, Kamaliza there akasema, now you guys have really identified a lot of problems. Now let's go and take lunch. Katuletea food tukakula. Sema sasa, you guys, we are going to handle this one immediately. So the moment natoka nje, naenda kwa nyumba. I received call. It was from who? From, there's a guy called Kibito. Ngapo najua Kibito? But so Kibito calls me and tells me, mkubwa, unajua umefanya makosa unaenda nyumbani. Kaambia nyumbani gani basi? Tulishamaliza hii maneno. So akaniambia wewe, immediately write a letter to withdraw whatever you told the vice chancellor. Kaambia ni withdraw mbona si it was the truth. Withdraw immediately na ujue hii na umekosa hii this time au survive. So Wakaniambia Maria ananipigia the president. So the president wachakishia wakamwambia wewe you are the president and you are misleading people. So she calls me and tells me come with the rubber stamp. We need to write a withdrawal letter. So I went to her place. Kuandika kwa stamp akasign. Nikapelekea speaker akasign. Before even we deliver it, tukapigiwa tena come to the dean's office. So wale nilikuwa nao daily alikuwa tena. So nikaenda na baraza. Yaani watu wako na site leo tumesolve problem. When we reached the dean's office, mimi ndo nilikuwa wa kwanza, mimi ndo ringleader. So naingia tu hivi nafungua napata kama makarao wamejaa ndani. Kama 15 hivi. What? Kibita amekaa hapo dini. Wamenyamaza. And there's a book on the table with brown envelope. So nafika hapo then I decided to break the silence. Nikamwambia mbona mnakasirika? Nikasalimia wa polisi, nikasalimia dini. Then nikiangalia meza hapo naona jina langu, jina la Maria na jina la nikatoka nje wakadhani nataka kutoka mbio. So they were about to follow me. Nikamwambia asikimbi. So I went and told those who are not in that list, run as much as you can. So they ran away. And I went back. The dean told me, this is what has happened. There's no problem. One time professor, that is so great to receive suspension letter from him. Then nikamwambia, we'll meet again. Nikapewa data yangu, nikapewa makao watano hivi, wakaitoa nje ya shule. So, those are some of the things that happens when you try to bring some kind of transformation, disrupting the existing system. Huh? So what happens? We go home. We went home. Then after like several days, we were tired. Like we were stressed. Like you've been suspended indefinitely. You get question. Unajua ndio nakuuliza bwana wewe. Nilienda kusoma question leader. So you ask me, nilikuwa na najaribu kusaidia wanafunzi. But sasa hivi niko ndani. Na sasa unapigiwa simu naambiwa tu wewe ukijaribu kuleta maandamano kwa kweli what should we do? Tuweke hiyo maandamano kwa ya ukweli. Mimi nikasema kama nimeenda nyumbani let me destroy the school. Sasa wakiweka maandamano nyumba hiyo building ya visit ndo wanaanza nayo, sio? Ama ni gani ndo mnaweza anza nayo mkianza strike? Bana msipewa wazuri don't be too innocent. When you become a leader, you have to take the challenges. Hata kama saa zingine natumika mguu. I know Daisy will tell you to be very careful, sio? Lakini saa zingine somebody mguu yake lazima ivunjike ndio wengine wapite, sio? So sometimes you have to take the risk. We went home, then we went to court. No society of Kenya took the case. It had a lot of potential, being that whatever we were saying. In fact, you know, time usually kafunga portal because there are a lot of evidence. Walituma lawyer wao wakuja wakilisha, ndio tuangalia tu hiyo kesi. Lawyer akahepa. So we were about to win, and they called us. We said akapia bwana. Nini? Hii shule kama tunajua hakuwa na marks, but we will rectify that. We could write your case, you are issue to get. Sasa hiyo unaenda Senate, you are taken to disciplinary. Ukifika hapo bwana, they are grilling you, they want you to admit that you committed a crime. Yaani unaenda hivi unaambia I did this is whatever you wanted to do. This is the change that you wanted to make. But they okay, whatever I wanted to bring home with my story is that sometimes you can't disrupt an entire system to bring change, but you can build on top of it. For example, Vice Chancellor, when we met with him in Kampala, he said, he told me that SG, you guys did well. You see, some of the changes that we want cannot be done without some forces being applied. Right now, marks are supposed to be uploaded by, for example, second semester by 15th May. You finish your exam in April, the lecturers mark, si kama ile nilikuwa nakiwa 3 years, unapata ukiwa 4 years. By 15th May, you have to submit the results. Clear? That is a transformation. Right now, for a portal, the vessels agree that marks it at work. So at some point in leadership, lazima somebody suffer for the others to enjoy. Clear? That is what I wanted you guys to understand. Now, the current leadership, you guys, try to bring some change. Even if it doesn't come right now. Kama saizi tutawaambia, there is a building that is going to be constructed after this week, Pokwa Peak, a very big hostel. And we are going to say that we are the ones who brought it. But is it that is not the reality. There are some people somewhere who sat and discussed that this is what we are going to do. Some legacy, like it's somebody else's legacy, but calculated to shine now, but for you as a person, you need to know that this is whatever I deliver. Hata kama nilikuwa nimefinyilia sana na system, but at least I try to disrupt the system and brought some little change. If you bring a change, you bring a change, you bring a change. By the end of the day, the entire system will be something new. Sawa. Theory. Tutakaa hapa tukianza kuongea eti I'm going to found an organization. The world is already full of organizations, Right now we need actions. Usiseme kisa I want to open my organization to do what, no. Do whatever you wanted to do. What else do you need? Theory doesn't help right now. So. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jose. That's been quite a story. Many like systems are there, but we have to be the people to change and transform and challenge those systems slowly by slowly. And hapo kwa kitu ya organizations, we are usually like start. You see a problem, start. We can never have enough of certain conversations. We can never have enough of them. Have a lot of charity organizations, but they're still children. Watu wanalala njaa, watu hawana mambo, we can never have enough of the same. So I think, I don't know, kama, let me just ask so that we start like maybe getting tea because we are short of time. Okay, so I think wanaenda kuitana, but I think there was a final question. I don't know whether we should. You guys, mnataka kusimama kidogo ama we tackle it? There's a final question. What is it? There are 3 questions we covered.
Okay, good evening, once again. How many members mine? Oh. Okay, good. Okay.
He will come again soon. Okay, so I don't know, say we want to conclude, to be in the process of conclusion, because I think Moaika for a bit for some time so that you guys can be able to have tea, and then maybe after tea you can go. But I just want to get like a few opinions from you guys possibly what have you learned and what do you think this space could be like and how can you continue bettering such spaces for young people and perhaps how frequent do you think we should have it? I'd like to chance because of time, but if you have something you can say, just shoot your hand. We will give it in less than a minute everyone because anyway, and then you will come to tell us what you wanted to say as we go. What can we, what have you learned, what can we do better, how can we structure these conversations?
Okay, I've learned that change doesn't come easily, but it's only what we have learned today. And if possible, we should have more of these youth forums to handle different topics from time to time. And yeah, I think that is what I have benefited from this. I can't say everything that I have learned, but things change.
That is what we wanted. So we are going to have this over and over. Na tukiwaita mkuje, ndio mtusaidie kushare his space. Ndio ikuwe any other person with a different place on and how we can tackle it. We can handle it differently. And after all this happening, since it was a leadership forum, a leadership training, one thing I wanted to appreciate is that we are learning from people who have first-hand experience in leadership, from you and the former SG, and also being in the same room with the current leaders. It is a beautiful thing. And now that we are having guidance from you people, I would really like to urge the ones in the leading right now to now bring it down cautiously. Yeah. And we keep it our mantra, responsibility to keep educating other people. Kitwenye umelana hapa, enda ushoe mwingine. Sio kama tuna change systems lazima we build multitudes and multitudes of us. Probably you will be weak as an individual, but we are stronger together. Any other person, lessons and how we can. So then there's a trend that the time we didn't like how we did this. So next time, organize it like this and like this. Yes. Anyone else?
Thank you. Okay, I would like to say that public participation is a very important aspect, and really we are the ones who should promote it as a whole, so that many people can get to know many things about it. So we should educate younger people, older people, so that they will know how those things in leadership works.
Thank you so much. So today, Anatolia, it is our responsibility to educate. Please, it's your burden to educate other people. So, any other person, huwa tutapata kutuambia kitu amelani na vile tunafanya better. Mtuambie vile session itabamba next time, mweke entertainment sessions katikati. Kitu kama hiyo pia is good, sio? Okay. Well, so I think as we wait for it, we just give everyone because I can't so that you actually there, because I know probably might take a bit of time. Okay, just come talk. We are waiting for somebody to come and help us up with it. So I think he had something to say. I want to invite him. Considering hakuna mtu mwingine hapo to say, so please come forward.
Thank you so much. Just like I said some time back, I'm a PC University student taking Bachelor of Commerce Accounts option. I have an idea, and the main reason as to why we are also here is to identify a problem and find a solution to that problem. So as much as I'm an accountant by profession, I thought of an idea in dealing with the car tax system in Kenya. Year in, year out, you hear Kenyans they cry over taxation, and they don't really understand the cause of that. And because of that, one of the reasons as to why they are crying about that is that the tax system in Kenya and probably worldwide, it is not fair. And that's why I thought of an idea of something called, there are some tax challenges that are unsolved. Of course, there are some people who have tried to solve them, but they are not fully solved. And the one I thought of, and I'm doing research about it, is called multinational profit shifting. That is tax avoidance. So, for you to understand that deeply, for example, let me talk about the Coca-Cola company. It has so many branches, and its business is being run so many countries. So we find that when they are carrying out the taxing, when they are being taxed, they are running from high tax countries to low tax countries. So for example, here in Kenya, you may find that the taxation is high, so they are running from Kenya to other countries. So we find that they are carrying out their activities, their business here in Kenya, but the amount, of course they are getting profits, huge profits. But now they are running from this country to unit transfer, taxation transfer to other countries where lower taxes are. So like here we have different professionals. Like me, I'm an accountant. We have developers. So it is just my request that we join each other so that we come up with a system which is fairly enough that can assist us to conduct taxation. So that's whatever I have for you. So it is a project. I'm doing research about it so that, you know, we are developers like you, you have some knowledge in coming up with those systems. And those systems, I think if I have that idea and I also take you through that proposal, we can sit down and come up with that system. That is a problem which is affecting not only in Kenya but across the world. Of course, there are some people who are trying to solve it, but it's not yet done. So that's whatever I have to share with you, so that we can assist each other. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. As we wait for tea, this was a partnership between President Purpose and Motari Mentorship Academy. Most of you are not familiar with Motari Mentorship Academy, and before the patron left, he mentioned that we're going to have a match. We're going to invite you to Motari Mentorship Academy so that you can make it stronger, that you can come with the skills that you have, and to put it in virtual. We can improve. So after this, the one who just spoke was Brian, that is our president for Motari Mentorship Academy. Members of our company, that is our secretary. She's going to mention something as we wait for it. And you can reach out to Brian. And yeah, we'll send you an invite to the group and so you can start learning together.
So I'm Lilian Otieno from Motari Mentorship Academy. Currently I'm the Academy Secretary. what I just want to say that we welcome you all guys. Karibuni sana Mosali Mentorship. We'll be holding some more events and skills. Sasa karibuni tupate hekima pamoja. Karibuni sana. And let this start as ianze tu kesho. I just want to welcome you to the group. Nione kama the number is improving. So asanteni sana.
Any other person having something to say? So, my name is Mark. You had the same mentioning here about bringing 11 universities on board for research and innovation. So, there are people behind Western Region Research and Innovation Consortium, and I'm happy that we work with Xavier and Nadese to bring it up. So, there is a club in the university called the Club Innovate. I don't know if you've heard about it. We were the engine behind Western Region Research and Innovation Consortium, and currently we have onboarded the Cultural Student Society, which is a South African-based company, and we are doing a couple of things together. We are studying drone technology in the university. We are doing trainings in research and innovation. We are doing a lot of things, and we are cutting across all the schools. Like now we are doing trainings on embedded systems, which we are doing it in collaboration with Ewana Solar's Lab and others. So basically we are giving young people a platform to showcase their talent. And if you are from, say, he's from economics, he's from Soviet, so, and you want to develop something in CIS, so we have mentors, like Dr. Yusuf is a mentor in Club Innovate from Soviet, Sasara. So we have mentors who will attach you and help you develop, and other things. About GKSS, GKSS is purely for students in tech, and the reason we are having GKSS as part of Club Innovate is to give techies space to innovate, research, and show the world what they are doing. Okay, and hapo kuna prize, hapo kuna prize. So we are still in the inception stage, and moving forward, we don't know. You've had Gaudentius going to South Africa, we have Liz who is going to South Africa, and others. So that is the channel, and I welcome you all. One important thing to mention is when you're developing these projects, the student owns 100% IP. So as Lab Innovate, we have no business, or we are not asking for shares in the project. We are only a platform. Good. So ni haya tu kwa sasa.
Tukiendeleanga hapo, let me ask you, how many of us hii mwaka tulikuwa na vision board? Hiyo ni kitu lingine na unique vibaya. How many of you had vision boards? How many? So, for the rest wenye tuliingia tu 2025 without knowing wenye tuliingia na tukamaliza, you should have a vision board. Na wenye mlikuwa na vision board, I want to ask you, you sit down with yourself and inquire how many of the things you plan out to achieve will achieve hapo.